Well, you can't please everyone. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 actors and directors who hated the remakes of their movies. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're ranking the actors and directors who came out, either in the press or in social media, to negatively criticize aspects of the remakes of their famous films. Some of these performers and filmmakers may have softened their stances eventually, but they've all had something negative to say about the Hollywood remake machine at one point or another. Number 10. Brendan Fraser, The Mummy. Not my mummy. This was one of the hashtags used by actor Brendan Fraser in reaction to the 2017 Universal Studios reboot of the Mummy franchise. Fraser had seen a lot of success in the late 90s and early millennium, with a starring role of his own in the series.
Look what I got.
Yet he was passed over for Universal's new Mummy movie in favor of Tom Cruise. The School Ties star would also write into Funny or Die on the subject, joking that the 2017 Mummy didn't have, quote, enough Brendan Fraser, while also negatively critiquing Russell Crowe's portrayal of Dr. Jekyll.
Dr. Henry Jekyll.
Number 9. Alan Parker, Fame. In a perfect world, the creators of an original film and its remake would get along great, and the end results would come out smelling like roses. This wasn't the case between Sir Alan Parker and MGM Studios, as the filmmaker who directed Fame in 1980 claimed that no one even contacted him when the studio, who owned the film's copyright, decided to move ahead with a remake in 2009.
Sometimes we get students who are promising, but they never progress past that early promise.
Parker compared his feelings on the subject to being mugged, while the end results of director Kevin Tancherowan's Fame did no one any favors, failing in every respect to recapture the unique and gritty vibe of the original.
Don't be afraid to succeed, yeah.
Number 8. Christopher Lee and Robin Hardy, The Wicker Man.
Oh, good God.
Just as Parker didn't appreciate being left in the dark about the remake of Fame, so too was Robin Hardy miffed about the lack of communication from Warner Brothers regarding Neil LaBute's 2006 remake of The Wicker Man.
What is that? What is that? What is it? Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast!
Hardy spoke to the New York Times on the subject, claiming that Warner Bros. Dragged their feet getting a script to him. Hardy went on to add that he felt The Wicker Man was too unique to be remade, at least without the studio informing him about exactly how they were going to do it. Christopher Lee, who starred in Hardy's original, echoed his director's sentiments in a separate interview, stating that he, quote, didn't believe in remakes.
He had his chance, and in modern parlance, blew it.
Number 7. Robert Englund, A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Come to Freddy.
For Nightmare on Elm Street fans, there's simply no denying it. Robert Englund is Freddy Krueger. Englund wasn't included in the 2010 remake, however. This fact has had followers up in arms to this day, most of whom still clamor for the versatile actor to don Freddy's iconic, razor-fingered glove one last time. Englund, ever the class act, actually had some positive things to say about Jackie Earle Haley, the Watchmen actor who took over the role of Krueger for director Samuel Bayer. It wasn't a total love fest though, as Englund has also gone on record in the past claiming that the remake suffered from ineffective makeup effects and a lack of empathetic characters.
Why are you screaming? I haven't even cut you yet.
Number 6. Angela Lansbury, Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, you must help her to see past all that.
I don't know how.
Angela Lansbury has had an amazing career, starring in a number of undeniably classic films. The Hollywood legend was more than a bit cold on two high-profile remakes of her work, however, including the live-action remake of Disney's Beauty and the Beast.
You're quite right there, dear.
Lansbury's reactions to both remakes could best be described as nonplussed, as she told Entertainment Weekly that she wasn't exactly sure why Disney was deciding to remake it in the first place. Her reaction was similar in a 2004 interview with The Guardian with regards to Jonathan Demme's remake of The Manchurian Candidate, commenting that she regretted that they had to, quote, mess with something that was so perfect.
He just did what needed to be done.
Number 5. Michael Caine, Alfie.
I haven't introduced myself. I'm...
Alfie!
Our next entry could be considered something of a mirror image to Angela Lansbury's remake reaction, only this time featuring a fellow acting icon, Sir Michael Caine. Caine had a certain point of view about remakes and told Indie London that only bad films should receive the treatment, lamenting the fact that his film Get Carter had been remade with Sylvester Stallone.
Fall down, we get into trouble. It happens to everybody.
His feelings didn't change all that much when speaking to Metro, commenting that Jude Law was, quote, miscast as the titular Alfie, and criticizing the behavior of Law's character as, quote, knowing looking.
Oh, Nick, this is a complete drag.
Number 4. Nancy Allen and Paul Verhoeven, RoboCop.
What have you done to me?
It's a very common and oft-repeated old adage, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This sentiment was echoed by RoboCop co-star Nancy Allen during a 2014 interview with Sci-Fi Wire. Allen pointed to a lack of ideas from major movie studios as part of the reason for the seemingly endless glut of remakes, and stated very matter-of-factly that she didn't think one should, quote, remake iconic films.
Murphy, I'm a mess.
They'll fix you. They fix everything.
Allen went on to praise the original script and crew, before quoting another reaction from RoboCop director Paul Verhoeven, who called the remake, quote, very depressing.
Just unplug whatever it is keeping me alive and end this nightmare.
Number 3. George A. Romero, Dawn of the Dead.
We gotta go out there.
George A. Romero's original Dawn of the Dead is a horror classic for a number of reasons, not the least of which is the biting social satire and commentary Romero was making about the nature of consumerism.
Oh my God.
No chance, forget it.
This was one of the reasons why Romero disliked Zack Snyder's 2004 remake of the film, telling The Telegraph in 2013 that Snyder's film, quote, lost its reason for being. Romero went on to criticize the remake's use of fast-running zombies, declaring that he just had a hard time buying into what Snyder was selling.
Is everyone there dead?
Dead-ish.
Number 2. Jerry Lewis, The Nutty Professor.
It is a very, very hard thing to do.
Jerry Lewis left behind an incredible body of work when he passed away in 2017, but he also took with him a reputation for being a bit cranky. The comic legend didn't suffer fools, nor did he ever shy away from speaking his mind. Case in point, his reaction to the 1996 remake of what was perhaps his career-defining film, The Nutty Professor.
I'm thin!
Lewis actually had nice things to say about the remake's star, Eddie Murphy, when he spoke to Entertainment Weekly in 2009, but balked at what he felt was the film's reliance on scatological humor. He commented that his original film was perfect, and added that he wouldn't go through with the process again.
I can just dance. I can just dance. I am the step master.
Number 1. Gene Wilder, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
You lose! Good day, sir!
For many, the picture-perfect film adaptation of Roald Dahl's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory still resides in 1971. Gene Wilder defined the character of Willy Wonka with his appearance in director Mel Stuart's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, essentially owning the role for generations to come.
Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination.
So when Wilder was asked in 2013 about his thoughts concerning Tim Burton's 2005 reimagining of Dahl's book, the beloved actor pulled no punches.
To do that with Johnny Depp, who I think is a good actor, and I like him, but I don't care for that director.
Quote, I think it's an insult, Wilder said, although he placed most of the blame upon Warner Brothers and Burton, specifically the latter's visual style, of which Wilder wasn't a fan.
I don't care.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.